I've been checking you for so long, and I feel, girl, you should let me know what the deal. I've been peeping at your vibe. I know you wanna let me slide. So what you need to do right now is keep it real. I know you want me, girl, like I want you. So stop running like you don't when you do. So if you feeling naughty, and if you really bout it, and if you get me rowdy, my love will make you scream and shout. If you feeling like loving me, if you feeling like holding me, if you feeling like loving me. What the
Now,
fuck?
did Democrats sell out labor and take corporate contributions? Absolutely. So your answer to a revanchist far right that's doing even more than any previous administration on labor is to go back into history and bitch about Democrats fucking up on that issue. What we on the actual left who care about actually achieving things are doing is fighting all of these fronts simultaneously. But actually, in fact, focusing now on the main threat. I said if you were in a swing state, vote for Hillary because I wanted to keep the main threat and the main problem be those fucking neoliberals and corporatists that we do have to defeat, not galloping fascists. But you know what? It's a good business model. Outrage is a good business model.
All right, I admit I just been having fun. I just been having motherfucking fun. It has been fun actually getting some like shows and like songs that like from the time that I was grown or trying to like do grown thing stuff. Yeah, that was yeah. That was one of those things. How's everybody doing? We are in happy 4th of July. Yeah. That just means that I have more time to stream. So yeah. Hey, what's up, Icon? What's up, Icon? I am I'm trying to do some art today. I purposely let's go. Let's just fucking do it. Let's just do it. So we're gonna be doing some art today, as well as covering some videos. I know that one, I want to thank everybody who recently subscribed. Oh my god, I didn't realize that. Like, yeah, but yeah, no, I just saw my subscriber number jump. Definitely trying to hit that 1,000 by October 1st, and for what it looks like, it's in reach. It's definitely in reach. Hold on. Dag. My sister just invited me to dinner. Yeah, no, I don't know how long this is gonna take, but I am gonna be working on some art. Let's just work. Let's just look at some shit. Now, if you guys didn't know, I actually came out with a fucking coloring book that I wanted to work on, and also just wanted to actually do the art myself to give people some ideas of how I colored the shit outside of the regular pictures that I did. And so I wanted to actually work on that and just some other shit. Let's get into some shit. Man. Here, let's see if we can get that art. So let's just pop this screen away. Yeah. How do you like that new art? Now I know these are some compilations, wow, of some pictures I've already done. And it's just that I wanted to put them in like just a better kind of framing thing. But yeah, we're gonna actually work on some art and actually do some videos. I want to actually get a couple other things going, as you can actually see. Um, just to let you guys know, I use multimedia paper, sketching, then I actually work on it. So this is some shit that I've already worked on. And I wanted to get like one or two more, kind of get like a different description from, or a different way of the way the picture already looked. So I think I'm gonna do one more. I don't know. If you guys didn't know, I tend to draw like a fucking madman. Some of this is just like things I've already done. Things I've already put together. You know, some of the greatest hits. Want to kind of put some more, maybe, no, I don't want to do that one. Oh yeah, I got a motherfucking idea. I have a motherfucking idea. Where does it go? All right. So those are some ones we're gonna be doing later, and I'm gonna put them together while we're working on the art. Other than that, actually, let's just start on them right now. I want to kind of go backwards a little bit. All right. So let's get into some videos that we're gonna be doing today. All right. So let's go. I saw this title of this video and I figured I might as well actually go over it. Let's see what they're talking about. So you see the title, right?
Well,
it says self-love is some bullshit. We're about to see how much bullshit it actually is. So, shall we? Let's go.
YouTube, it's me, Sweat Society, and I am here with my third video. Today we're going to be talking about self-love. Now let's think about the traditional or the popular definition of self-love. Most people describe self-love as being able to accept who they are, their flaws, their shortcomings, and being able to love themselves despite that. But to me, that sounds like a whole...
So that seems like a great way of just saying like, yeah, no. Yeah, happy 4th. Independence Day. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Jill. Let's go.
Whole lot of bullshit. I'm not gonna lie. It sounds like people are making excuses nowadays for why they're pieces of shits.
Whoa, wait, what? Wait, what? Dog, wait. Accepting yourself and wanting to be better are two different things. Those are not mutually exclusive. You can accept yourself of who you are. You can be happy with, you know, what you've accomplished so far, but you can still want to actually be better. Case in point, what I'm doing right now. I'm accepting the past that I've had. I've accepted the faults and mistakes that I've actually done and I've had. But that doesn't mean that I don't want to stay there. It doesn't mean that I want to just relax in the whole, oh, I'm just gonna be me. As a matter of fact, people who are discontent with their faults and not looking to improve, I take ire from. People who know they have faults but not looking to improve. That's something I take ire of. It doesn't mean I don't love myself. It doesn't mean that they can't love themselves. It's just that you can't just say that, oh, accepting who you are doesn't mean, it means that you just are making an excuse for being a piece of shit. That's not how that works.
And, you know, I was in that boat as well. There was a time when I believed that the best me is the truest me and be yourself. And while that is true, there's a certain sense of complacency that comes with that message. Ever since I've hopped on self-improvement, I have realized that a lot of the things that I accepted or normalized in my life was just a bunch of bullshit that I made excuses for.
I mean, like, maybe he'll give an explanation for it. Maybe he'll explain what he means by that. I just know that, again, if you're somebody who literally wants to be, who doesn't crucify themselves, doesn't, beat themselves up off of every mistake that they're making in order to, it's not, oh yeah, I'm just glad that I'm a piece of shit. Like, no, you can literally be happy with yourself and still want to improve. That's not a thing. But let's go.
And the whole journey of self-improvement is to have the growth mindset, to understand that where you are now and who you could be is so much greater. And once you adopt this mindset, the growth mindset, you realize that all these flaws, all these shortcomings, all these issues that you have in your life that you can control are able to be improved on. To me, the true definition of self-love is that you know what you are capable of doing.
I just thought about it. My man is reading from a script. That's the reason why he got the glasses on inside. Which I'm not everybody. I'm not somebody who's gonna read from a script personally. I worked in the call center for 13 years, and I've actually improved what I need to say in a reflective way where I don't need to read from a script. But that's a thing that happens.
You know that, oh, you're shy, but deep down you want to be a social person. Or you're out of shape, but deep down you want to be in shape. There's so many things that people nowadays are told to accept, and I'm telling you, this mindset is going to ruin your life.
That doesn't mean anything. Yeah, of course, if you want to actually improve your physical health, that's something. But holding to a standard that everybody should be 130 pounds, that's just not realistic. That's the whole mindset of different body, different sizes. Are there some people who can actually improve and work out to make themselves be better? Will they all be, the same size? No, that's not how human bodies work. There is a spectrum of which you can actually be. I personally, when I work out, I don't really lose size. I actually gain size. When I was working out a little bit, like 6 or 7 years ago, I actually gained a lot more size. You're hitting a standard that not everybody is going to actually meet just because reality exists. But let's continue.
Definition of self-love is knowing what you are capable of and having a high standard for yourself and not accepting anything less. It's that simple. Hopefully, once you click off this video, you keep this message in your mind, in your heart, and you apply it. You're going to wake up angry, you're going to wake up pissed, and you're going to make changes until you reach a point where you are happy the life you're living. You no longer have to scroll on social media or watch Netflix or take drugs to run away from your problems. You're facing yourself in the mirror and you're smiling. You're like, wow, I've actually made the necessary steps to be the person that I want to be. A little homework for you guys.
First of all, I'm sorry. It's just like, how are you setting the standard for other people? And I get it. People use shit to run away. People don't just use drugs to run away. They use video games. They use motherfucking healthy shit like exercising. What makes you think you're the expert? I'm sorry. As much as I want to change the world, as much as I want to change how people think, my reality for me may be different from the reality from somebody else. I'm sorry, man. And it's not even talking about self-love. It's literally you're saying that your message is really like, be always work on improving, which you can actually do even if you're loving yourself. Those two things again aren't mutually exclusive. You can love yourself and also want to make improvements in who you are, improvements in your social status, improvements in, even though I don't agree with it, massive amounts of wealth. You can make improvements in your relationship goals. It's saying self-love is bullshit. It's not even the same thing as being apathetical. It's saying that because purple, being complacent with yourself is bullshit. What's up, Jay? And that's what you want to actually do. But you know, hey, God, I hope your ideas evolve on this. Again, this is not me just like shitting on you, because I know what you're trying to say. You're trying to say complacency. And if it's complacency that you have an issue with, shit, welcome to the club. So do I. No one should ever be complacent. That's just a thing. But just to come out and say self-love is bullshit, sometimes that's all you have. But let's go.
I suggest you take a journal and you write down, what are the traits of your future self? What does your best life look like? And as you kind of craft your goal, you're going to be able to change your habits, your decisions, so that it reflects that. That's it for the video, guys. Day 3, baby. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, or any topics you want me to touch on. This is becoming my...
All right, so I will say this, and this is not just me like just trying to badmouth the guy, because again, I understand what he's trying to say. He's trying to say don't be complacent with yourself. And I'm somebody who feels that you should never be complacent with yourself. But when it comes down to it, sometimes you need self-love. Sometimes you do. And quite honest, sometimes that's the only time you get to like motivate yourself, to push yourself. Not everybody has a great community around them. Not everybody has a motherfucking Uncle Iroh. Check this out. This was like awesome. I had this clipped up in case this was gonna go a different way. But let's go. Here, check it out.
While it is always best to believe in oneself, a little help from others can be a great blessing.
So yeah. Self-love is not bullshit. Self-complacency is. You should never be complacent with yourself. Even if it's something that takes 1,000 miles to get that journey. Never be complacent with yourself. But then again, too, sometimes you don't know when to start. Like, share, subscribe, and all that other good shit. We're going to cut this video segment here. And thank you guys for watching this clip. If you're watching live, we're gonna be having some fun later. All right. So yeah, no, he wasn't saying something too egregious. I am glad about that shit. I am fucking glad about that. It wasn't something too egregious. I'm glad that we're able to get that going. By the way, speaking of self improvement, some shit that I had been wanting to do for a while. um, I actually been I spent the earlier part today working on a new outro. I don't know if I'm gonna actually redo the intro because just I I don't know. I like my current intro. If you guys have some comments or questions about my current intro, I can actually change it up, do a couple of things, look for some clips, put it together. But I kind of like my current intro, so I just changed up the outro just because. And speaking of changing up the intro, one thing that I haven't had to change in a while, because I do have some great consistent loyal Patreons and Twitch um, Twitch subscribers, is my thank you page. If you want to actually help out the thank you page, definitely we can actually go ahead and put that we can actually put you in that thank you page. We can actually update you. All you have to do is go to the Patreon. All you have to do is sub on Twitch. If you got Amazon Prime, you get that free Bezo bucks. But yeah. So I think I've warmed up. Because this next one is gonna be a little bit of fun. So yeah, we're gonna have some fun on this next one. By the way, I do use on art that I've already done and characters I've already created, especially in a case like this, I do use a light table or a light pad. Ironically enough, I don't exactly copy the same thing, but it gives me an outline. And ironically enough, I'm gonna quit saying that because I'm tired of it. But when I use the light pad, I always seem to still change things more and more, kind of using it as a light pad, as a guide. All right. All right, so let's get to a video. Oh boy, this is gonna hurt. This is gonna hurt. And I promise you guys, this is gonna hurt. This is gonna hurt. This is gonna fucking hurt. So let's do the setup. Let's do the setup. This is gonna fucking hurt.
Let's see what's going.
All right. Start recording. So here, let's just focus on me right now. Most of you guys realize that you were there when I recently covered a video by Foreign where I featured this tweet.
Let's see what's going on the Muskian hellscape known as Twitter.
Stop using it, Dan. Stop using it. If you have a fucking issue with it, stop using it. But you're not gonna stop using it. but you guys know the tweet. Let's see what this video came out to, because this turned out to be a video where it came out on Nebula, and now we're just gonna cover it. Let's go. Why am I yeah, let's cover it. Let's go, Foreign. Let's see what you have to say. And bring up the art while we're listening to this interesting video.
This video is brought to you by Ground News. From bona fide celebrities.
That's like, for those reasons, I think she's kind of using that as an excuse to sort of project that same sort of danger that she had from her husband onto trans women.
On Dave Chappelle.
They cancel people that are more powerful than me.
Wait, what the
Cancel.
On Dave.
Excuse to sort of leave, didn't she?
Like JK. This video is brought to you by Ground News. From bona fide celebrities. Like JK Rowling.
From what I know about J.K. Rowling, she used to have an abusive husband, I believe, didn't she? And like, for those reasons, I think she's kind of using that as an excuse to sort of project that same sort of danger that she had from her husband onto trans women.
On Dave Chappelle.
They cancel people that are more powerful than me. They cancel J.K. Rowling. My God, J.K. Rowling wrote all the Harry Potter books by herself.
So what? Like, okay, he was being hyperbolic. What? Oh my God, this motherfucker really thought he was. Oh my God. Okay, let's go.
Man just said J.K. Rowling cancelled. Like that's supposed to mean any. Hold on. How much did J.K. Rowling make last year? I just want to know. How much?
So that clip that he originally put out talking about Rico, what was it, on the 27th? But he has at least started this video by the 23rd. So it's not even about, yeah, see?
Did J.K. Rowling make last year? I wish I was cancelled, Dave.
She said gender was a fact. And then the trans community got mad. They started calling her a TERF. Trans people make up words to win arguments.
Okay, let's go.
TERF is an acronym. It stands for Trans Exclusionary Radical Feminists. This is a real thing. This is a group of women that hate transgender. They don't hate transgender women, but they look at trans women the way we blacks might look at blackface. It offends them. Like, she's doing an impression of me.
You see, I knew the wrong with him as soon as he said blacks. I'm not surprised that he said. I'm not surprised.
Dave Chappelle.
Oh, okay. Why are you making me defend Dave Chappelle? Why are you making me defend Dave Chappelle? What are you trying to say, that now Dave Chappelle is racist? I don't know. I don't fucking know. No, I know what you're fucking doing. You're literally are trying to use bait for your audience to make it even worse than what it is. And I don't even know how you do that shit. And here we have Jessie Gender. Remember how she liked the tweet talking about Shark?
Will often talk about the queer community and then say, well, I'm a black man, I understand marginalization, but then we'll like say some transphobic stuff and we'll say, well, I understand marginalization, I get it, but then these trans people are like, they're harming and attacking this white woman. Again, this like thing we were talking about in another video about like protect the white woman sort of thing. He will defend himself through his blackness. And then other people will also then bring that in too and be like, well, he's a black man, how dare you criticize a black man?
Wait, no, stop. I know this cohort of people are not saying that shit. The way they throw around slurs for white people, I know they're not saying that. And then they turn around and say, oh, I can get away with it because I'm black. I know these cohort of woke skulls are not saying that. Wow, fuck. Hello, Pot. The catacomb saying that you're. May not want to finish that joke.
You're a white woman, like focusing on my whiteness rather than the fact that I'm trans in order to push me down.
Wait, what? Wait, what? Okay, fuck. No, these people are not doing this shit. I need to get a hypocrisy meter or some shit. But all right, let's go.
And able to talk about him. It's used to stoke infighting between communities and create these like disruption between communities to try and sever off solidarity between them.
Now, I shouldn't speak on this. because I am not a woman, nor am I trans. As we've established, I am a feminist.
Look at him grin. He's so proud to be a... I won't give him a high five. In his face.
I digress. From that to internet icons like Vosh.
Just say,
Who?
Wow.
And
We'll see what that tender queers are. I don't.
Now, her use of the word tenderqueers is just another way of saying, goddamn woke scoldy people that use here. I'm gonna say this, and I don't care who's saying it. And look at me directly in my face. Your identity, your sexuality, your gender is not who you are as your personality. It may be descriptive of you, but it's not your personality. Stop using it as a personality. Develop one. And I understand that a lot of these people, their audience are people who have not yet found their motherfucking personality. But your identity of the physical things that make up who you are and who you are, they're not separate. However, they're not the same thing. They correlate, not causate. All right, let's go.
Don't take it back. I don't take it back. They are.
FBI, open up! There's a legion of case studies that demonstrate
And of course, we're 3 minutes into the video, and the clip chipping has actually already started. We're 3 minutes into the video, and the clip chip has already started. What's up, Vegeta? You ain't miss shit.
Pernicious principle, a privilege, if you will. But the best introduction to this comes in the form of a Jussie Smollett. Now, if you recall, the panorama was the perfect cloak for Jussie's grand opening of the critically condemned play, The Boot is on My Face. The very boot being the metaphorical manifestation of racism and homophobia packaged into a one-act play, armed with enough bleach to make Vybz Kartel himself blush, and a noose bedizening the neck like a plantation-themed party. So whatever True Diddley was at when he took this picture.
Is there anything inside the furnace? Okay.
So I explained to them how you were going to get something in. And the reason I'm calling because...
Please tell me how this works and what this has to do with, the whole when you're racist, but you're part of the LGBT community. What does it have to do with it? Maybe he'll explain it. Maybe he will explain it. Let's go.
Okay. Do you want to take it off or anything?
Yeah, I do. I just want to...
72 Rabbit.
Jussie clamored that he was accosted by two black men who called him homophobic slurs and popped it off with, "This is MAGA country."
This song's dedicated to my homies in that gangsta league.
The fact that this was so perfectly fulfilling the precipitous requirements for a hate crime made me dizzy. My head did bounce like ball and was swinging more than playground. Then celebrities proliferated the internet with responses of support for the Empire actor Jussie. And if you don't remember the show Empire, it brought you classics like this. But
I'm still confused. I'm so confused. Oh, okay, let's go. Is this what the people mean by that? When I watch these videos, I don't listen because I don't just take this shit and just eat it up. And I've watched Foreign's videos before, and it's just like it's very poorly structured. It's very poorly structured. But let's go.
Very actor that played Jamal Lyon turned out to be lying. I'm sorry, I shouldn't laugh, but if you would stage a hate crime, right, then why besmirch the couple of them instead of the men that swapped their hoods for hats?
Bench. This is where we waited for Jussie to come before we attacked him.
Anyway, the world dragged Jussie.
Wait, is he upset because they... Oh, God. Oh God. Okay, let's go. No, Ice, and that's the thing. When it comes to shit like this, when it comes to a lot of people, me being a straight cis male, no matter what Elon wants to say, has nothing to do with my personality. It correlates because I like drawing women and I'm attracted to women, but it does not just define me. Being black doesn't just define me. Have I had experiences that have made the definitions in my life? Yes. But some of the shit that I like would never fit into what most people will fit that category of monolith of black. But, that's, again, all right, let's go. That's a discussion for a different time, and I would love to have a conversation.
Like a dead deer off to the side of the road. Because, in an attempt to apprehend the attention Jussie believed he was entitled to, he got the type of attention nobody wants. Infamy. So what did he do in order to ward off the warranted criticism he got? He did this.
I say to Your Honor that I'm not. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay? I'm not. Okay? I am not. I am innocent, and I'm not. If I did this, then it means that I stuck my fist in the fears of black Americans in this country for over 400 years and the fears of the LGBTQ community. Your Honor, I respect you and I respect the jury, but I did not do this. And I am not suicidal. And if anything happens to me when I go in there, I did not do it to myself. And
so, wait, what? Wait, what? Why does this even matter? Somebody who is clearly trying to actually plead their case. What does this have anything to do with it? Wait, what? And yes, he's using the Andrew Tate, like if I go in there, something's gonna happen to me bullshit. Like, that's not somebody who is, I hate to say it like this, that's not somebody who is gay trying to defend themselves. That's not somebody who is black trying to defend themselves. That's just somebody who feels entitled. It has nothing to do with his sexuality, his motherfucking racial identity. It's just a motherfucker who, like it or not, stars feel entitled. It's just incredibly, like, are you gonna say the same thing for Andrew Tate? Oh my God. Like, oh God. Okay. Oh God, okay. Okay, let's go. Let's go.
you must all know that.
Jussie dual-wielded the race card and the gay card, which in a white supremacist cishet society is somewhat of a draw for of performative people who brandish social justice warrior in their bio and bios alone. Now, you'd probably say
oh God, I was thankful that that didn't pop up. Yeah, no, nobody should try to use their identity in their bio. Okay. Okay.
retort that those marginalized cards didn't save Jussie from jail, nor did his lawyer, who is the current lawyer for the monospheric mogul Andrew Tate, not Angel, Jesus wept. But it can be argued that the very card saved O.J. Simpson.
Did you do it?
No, I didn't. Did not do it.
After we finished filming, OJ said to me that he had a surprise for me, and I genuinely was surprised. I think it was his idea of a joke, and this is it.
In any other scenario, a black man accused of wiping out a white woman will be thrown under the jail. But OJ's blackness was only rivaled by his wealth, as well as him being the closest possible to the pinnacle of patriarchy. A star-studded athlete adored.
I don't know if he was here for it, but you know, people kind of like gave OJ a pass, whether he did it or didn't do it. There was, you know, the Ron Furman, whatever the fuck that cop name was, who admitted to planting evidence. And oh yeah, this was like a few years after Rodney King, where it was people were looking kind of like, yeah, maybe we not like. Me being 41, I remember that time. It wasn't really what you're trying to make it out to be, dog. But yeah, sure, go ahead. We just remember the hits, but never the misses. Let's go.
But by the entire world, that trumped racist white America's voracious desire to protect white womanhood and white femininity, which are pinnacles of white supremacy that if you haven't heard enough of, you could watch this video up here. But in short, white womanhood is so powerful that it can kill an Emmett Till. It can get the police called on you for simply existing, while simultaneously being a badge of marginalization as white women and white femmes are subjugated in the patriarchal societies as well.
Like you said, like J.K. Rowling uses her BuzzFeed feminism. That's what I like to also call it. J.K. Rowling, Taylor Swift, like utilize that white feminism. Like they only care when the issues pertain to them, but they won't fight for other marginalized identities, which is actually like the core root of feminism. You fight for equality. Like sure, like intersectionality is a key part of feminism. And if you want to fight for equality, you should fight for it on all aspects.
Okay, so yeah, no, I get it. And this is where I say that we need to actually have a different look at the way we fight for different rights. We shouldn't, what is described in that motherfucking clip right there is people fighting for their rights that are important to them. I know, weird that people are self-interested when it comes to their rights. Wow, shit. What we do is we don't shame people for fighting for their fucking rights, but we incorporate how they fight for their rights. When there is injustice anywhere, it's going to be injustice everywhere. You don't just sit back and say, oh, these people are just fighting for their rights because they're part of the patriarchy. No, you link those rights together. Both social rights and economic rights. You don't just sit back and say, oh, they're just fighting for their white womanhood. That's you link it to every womanhood. You link it to people who aren't women. You link it to motherfucking unrepresented men that are hit by the same shit that motherfucking women are hit with as far as not fitting that standard. That's how you link it. But you guys are so... All right, let's go.
God damn it. Sorry about that. Foreign from the Foreign Land Sweatshop. And you already know that I had to go and make a mention of Ellen DeGeneres, one of the prime examples of people who weaponize their white femininity and also, of course, the queerness, as well as the latest white woman of the week. We can make that a segment, White Woman of the Week.
And see, this is what I'm talking about. Yeah, Rainbow Coalition. This is what I'm talking about. This is the shit that I'm talking about. This, like, why would you make a segment about that shit? I was talking with a friend of mine, and I have mostly black friends, and I have to tell them, like, look, you know what? If you want to say somebody's being stupid, somebody is being insensitive, cool. Don't go to the first fucking insult, their color, because that's uncreative. Not only is that uncreative, it gives fucking racists the tools. Imagine if Ben Shapiro came out, Black Man of the Week. You will be flipping your shit. Let's continue.
Colleen. Colleen.
Hey, it's been a while since you saw my face. I haven't been doing so great, so I took a little break. So a lot of people are saying some things about me that aren't quite true. Doesn't matter if it's true, though, just as long as it's entertaining.
They don't know what to do when they're in a situation where they have to be accountable, so they don't know what accountability looks like.
That's not what that's about. Oh my God. That's not what that's about. Why are you flattening that shit to something completely different? That is not what that's about. You are, oh my God.
You keep using that word. I don't think it means what you think it means.
You're taking a literal scandal when it comes to about child grooming and using it as your fucking cudgel about just white women in trouble. How are you taking a situation talking about child harm and using it as a cudgel for something completely different? I can't. I fucking can't. Wow. 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 That is fucking unbelievable. I don't even know. Wow. That's I thought, man, fuck. I thought this shit couldn't get any lower. But man, that wow, that shit. All right, let's go.
I think that Ellen and J.K. Rowling share something here, and it's something that I have seen. It's going to surprise no one. At this point, I think it's the power of whiteness. It's existing in that proximity to all of the social things that whiteness grants you. So much power has been ceded to you as a white person throughout your entire life in all of these like small.
Wait, it's not the fact that they're rich, and not the fact that originally Joanne came up with the term J.K. Rowling because she wanted to seem as a guy. She didn't want to be in the public spotlight. But oh, okay, wow. Fuck. Okay, let's go.
Social interactions that you have in turning on the news and seeing people like you, in turning on various TV programs and seeing people like you, in not having to actively look for people who look like you. You don't have to seek them out. They find you. You have some sense of power over the world around you. And I think that starts to dictate how you behave in positions where you feel like you're losing power. I think that people who are used to experiencing a certain amount of social control are more likely to react with intense negativity or in ways that are really lashing out when they start to lose that social control. So I think that both J.K. Rowling and Ellen DeGeneres, I think that they're both experiencing that.
Now, obviously, the word privilege in this context of marginalized folk.
So here's my thing. You're making all of these cases. We're 11 minutes into the video already. But when you promoted this video, when you put this video out, you used a picture of, here, let's open up this chat. Now, I know you guys probably can't see exactly what that is, but I'm gonna blow the shit up. Hold on, let me just go back here. If you're making a video literally about motherfucking J.K. Rowling on all these other people, Why is this your thumbnail other than to start drama and get clicks? Why is this your thumbnail? Other than to start drama and get clicks. Yeah, let me pull it up. This is this man's thumbnail. We're 11 minutes into the video, and this is his thumbnail. This is why I have a problem with these cornbread tube creators, because they're trying to weaponize their audience disdain for a particular individual or particular group of individuals, not to motherfucking make, not to fight racism, not to actually push against, bigoted concepts, bigoted ideas. No, they want to use it as a way of, well, I don't like this, and this person is related to this. Every fucking video that I do about these people, I literally attack their points. But they have no reason, in a lot of cases, to attack the people that they go after, other than, you don't like this person, remember, you don't like this person, and this person, well, they equate to this. But let's continue.
Is not the same as white privilege and the like, due to the infrastructural and historical violence that rends whatever privilege we have from our hands. But the paucity of privilege that marginalized folks have in progressive spaces is what we're discussing today. What is marginalized privilege, and how do we address it as progressives? And I got a star-studded cast of guests that...
You're not a fucking progressive, dog. Progressive is what you're far from. You're not a progressive. You guys are not fucking progressive. And it's not a no true Scotsman shit, but if you guys were actually progressive, this whole situation would be a lot fucking different. But let's go.
That are local to the communities that are being critiqued, rather than me, the sisters of het black men, doing an inter-community criticism. But I can criticize this. My experience of weaponizing marginalization.
Wait, you can't talk about weaponizing marginalization, but throw around that you are a black man and you're talking about motherfucking marginalized spaces. You can't do that, dog. I'm sorry, you cannot do that. That shit does not compute. You literally just... Okay. Wow. Okay. Fuck. All right.
As a black man myself. Now, if you are familiar with this channel, I have called... I'm sorry.
Wait. Let's go back. Wait, let's go back.
I got a star-studded cast of guests that are local to the communities that are being critiqued, rather than me, the sisters of het black men, doing an inter-community...
I'm so manly. I'm so manly. I'm the most cis of manly. If you have to tell somebody that, then you're not.
Community criticism. But I can criticize this. My experience of weaponizing marginalization as a black man myself. Now, if you are familiar with this channel...
Wait, didn't he just play a clip with Jessie Gender when she was talking about Dave Chappelle using him as a black man as a shield? I need a bar that says hypocrisy meter times 20. You thought the Kaioken, and yes, it's Kaio, as in Lord Kaio-sama. Kaioken times 10? Motherfucker do hypocrisy times 20. What the fuck?
I have called... I'm sorry. We need to talk about the white slander. I have called white people skeet-colored, sun-dodging, paper-impersonating people. The list goes on. I've said things that will be read back to me in the court that decides whether I go to heaven or hell, and all that I could hope for.
There is no heaven or hell. I'm sorry.
Is that my family gets a discount for my funeral, because I know ain't no way I go to heaven. And I would blush if I found out that they spend so much money just for me to go to hell. Even if God himself is up there smoking and getting they ate, it don't matter. But there's one thing I did that truly demonstrates how marginalization could be weaponized.
Wait, if you know you're doing shit that are bigoted and racist, why the fuck would you do it? Why the fuck would you do it? Exactly, Wajida. Why the fuck would you do it? If you know this shit, why are you doing it? Okay.
And that was my most popular video at the moment, Asiaphobia in the Black community. I vividly recall my heart dropping into my after I uploaded this video, and I saw the sign that YouTubers fear the most, the limited monetization sign. Oh gosh. This meant that all my hard work would be for naught. So I started campaigning, claiming that YouTube is penalizing me for being a Black creator, discussing these racy issues, which is definitely something that happens, but not this time. Regardless of the commentary to be had on how the algorithm treats us, we people who are darker than blue, as opposed to our colorless creator counterparts, I knew that...
You just did a fucking slur, dude! What? Why did you have to call them colorless? Okay.
Folks will rally behind me if I cried algorithmic racism rather than the fact that my video got limited monetization because I said something that I shouldn't have. Okay, I'm sorry.
I can't say I've ever weaponized the transness, but have I done that thing where I have been guilty of reinforcing white supremacy or generally just shitty attitudes and then been like, but like, no, you can't call me out on that because I've been through X, Y, Z. Absolutely. Absolutely. And it's why I recently made a mistake. I completely misspoke about the concept of female privilege. We all know, like, that would be an example of me speaking about womanhood as a man. And I could have been like, okay, but I'm trans, but I didn't. I became an adult when I came out. I became a better person when I came out. I became a real person when I came out. Prior to coming out, I was more likely to fall back on having been oppressed as a woman than I ever have been as a trans person.
Then I forgot you were ever a woman. I was just like...
I forget too. I lived as a woman so thoroughly that I believed it myself for a long time. And the most obvious example would be like the white woman tears thing, right? Like, did I ever do it in such a way that I was harming someone directly? Not that I can remember. I certainly fucking hope not. However, did I speak as a white person and then respond as a woman? Yes, absolutely.
The sad part is that it worked. The limited monetization was lifted. I paid my rent, and the video went on to be acclaimed by my critics and contemporaries.
So, I wonder what you say. You literally are saying that you fucking weaponize that. Oh yeah, YouTube is limiting Black creators and you know, giving, you know, all types of shit to people who are not Black. Like, I don't. It would be shameful. It would be shameful if he didn't recognize that he's doing this shit. It would be shameful if he didn't make complaints about the shit that right-wing motherfuckers did. It would be shameful. But the fact that you know you're doing it to your own motherfucking benefit, I don't know.
But I bit the hand that fed me to do this, to get this acclaim. And by admitting to it, I'm also robbing the next creator of color that claims the algorithm is biased against them. And because folks may doubt that now due to my admission, much like they doubt Elliot Page when they call him the new Jussie Smollett without even knowing the veracity of his tears. But most of all, I robbed myself of the merit that this video had because I can never be sure if the video would have performed this well had it not been for the Black boost. In this current landscape of leftist communities, we rightfully weigh the perspective of marginalized folks a bit more than our racist white counterparts. And while there is discourse
again, just throwing the whole, hey, they're white, they must be racist type shit. I don't know how these people have fans. I can get the motherfucking wanting revenge ass black people and people of color. I don't get how they have these people who literally are so self-hating that I don't look. Check it out. And I'm stealing this from Robert motherfucking Reed from Gin and Truth. Here, check this out. I don't want somebody who is white, be it they're Irish, Italian, German, Polish, Anglo-Saxon, Spanish, even though FD is kind of unsure about white Spaniard and black Spaniard, but we're not going to get into that. I never want you to be motherfucking ashamed of your heritage. I also don't want you to have pride in it. Just like I can't have pride in the fact that I didn't choose to be black. That's not something that you actively participated in. And if you actively participated in your genetic makeup, shit, you should have actively participated in falling out of a vagina who had a lot of wealth or a testicle sac who had a lot of wealth. If that's an accomplishment that you can't claim, then I don't want you to feel pride or shame for it. What I want you to be is a person. I want you to be the person that you would like to be around and not just somebody you want to be like. Fitting the catchphrase right there. That's what I want you to be. Do people say insensitive shit that may be racial, that may not be racial? Sure. You know what you do? You politely correct them. And I said polite, not nicely. Polite. This is not something that you need to just harp on people for just because you're mad at the fucking history that we cannot change, but we can actually change the future and actually change the way the world sees it. Maybe not in our lifetimes, but we can work to fucking change it. But no, we had 400 years of oppression, so I get to use slurs on them. They don't even stop at the level of casual crossers by making fun of a group like occasionally Brit joke, but they lean fully into it, and it's like they do it out of habit. But let's go.
On whether we really listen to marginalized folks or not, rather than simply signaling that we do, there is discussion to be had on whether this affirmative action of opinion goes awry or not.
I guess it's quite similar to Blair White. Quite an easy way to round up support for yourself and sort of grift in a way. I think a lot of right-wing people like to think that they're not being transphobic while they're being transphobic. I think they like to say things like, well, I can't be transphobic because I'm listening to this trans person and agreeing with them, even though that trans person is saying really transphobic stuff. Candace Owens as well with black issues, and it's like it seems to be quite easy to round up a lot of support because I think there's a lot of people not wanting to label themselves as racist or transphobic or whatever.
Users on Twitter have made,
but see, that's the thing. A lot of people do that. Not just on the right. How many people? And and I know I'm making a reference to somebody else. I know Shark said, he's like, I don't want you to come and listen to me because I'm just a black creator. That's just it. I don't want people to come to me and hear my criticism about Cornbread Tube because I'm black. I want people to listen to my criticism about the bullshit that they do because I'm right. I don't need the multiplier of saying that I'm a black man, so I know oppression. You know what I need to say? I'm human, so I know how it feels to be shitted on and have people treat me like shitty. So maybe I don't want to do that shit. Let's continue.
The running joke that people have begun using labels to justify their terrible behavior and also poke fun at how excessive labels now border on the absurd. Writer and Nepo baby grifter Lena Dunham is probably one of the most chaotic, problematic celebrities America has the misfortune of giving birth to. Rather than her work, she has become infamous for her continuous white feminist antics, casting women of color to only play the help on her shows, and people of color as random episodic plot devices rather than people themselves? Lest we forget Sydney Anderson being the Jamaican nanny and housekeeper, or even Mo Hindi as the Roosevelt hotel bellhop. What about Joe Yang, who played the Tibetan nanny?
18 minutes, still waiting for the Vosh Keffel's countdown. I'm just keeping track of it. And yes, some people do shitty stuff. Grant you that. I fucking grant you that. And yet again, what does that have to do with anybody being LGBTQ? Last time I checked, Leland Durham was mostly straight. Mostly straight. I mean, like, I don't know. But again, too, like, you know, I don't take my clues of how to be from fucking stars. All right, let's go.
Or Jamal Howard, who acted as the young black guy. Literally just a young black guy. Naturally, when confronted by her consistently so on the nose, you can smell it from here, casting choices, Lena eloquently responded that she, like, really tried, this is me flipping my non-existent blonde curls, sorry, I can't be talking bad about white women like this, really tried to be aware and bring in characters whose job it was to go hashtag white people problems. Guys, I'm gonna get canceled for that, aren't I?
The fact that you did the video, I don't know. Asian phobia in the black community was so unresearched. Foreign did so many things wrong. He conflated the whole continent of Asia and Asian immigrants with China and made it sound like amount. When you don't realize that in China it's not a monolith. When you don't realize that. When you don't realize that China and Taiwan, even though like the island is 100 miles away, they have totally different cultures. I don't know what else to tell you. When you don't realize that motherfucking China really motherfucking hates Japan, and Korea really fucking hates Japan and really fucking hates China, but needs China, you realize that there is so much a wide disperse and when you realize China fucking hates India, you know, and we're not going to talk about, you know, the people in that actually migrated from Asia and are in the steppes of Asia that are now kind of European but still kind of seen as not European. Like, yeah, no. Yeah, let's go.
People will say something awful about another community that is not their own, but then will use their marginalized identity to then sort of protect themselves as a shield from that. I often see this with folks who only have.
Well, at least he's honest and he has a arrow pointed towards himself.
One identity of marginalization where everything else is mainly dominant culture. So like Dave Chappelle is a black man for sure and faces a lot of shit for that. I do not want to downplay that, but he's also a man. He's also rich, right? And so like you will like pull out his blackness to defend all the other horrific like classist shit that he does, homophobic, transphobic shit that he does, but he'll pull out his blackness. Same thing you see with J.K. Rowling. Well, often when she does transphobic, homophobic, she will say like, well, I'm a woman. You're attacking me because this is TERFs always do this. Like you can't attack me because I'm a woman. This is sexism, you see. This is they like pull on that because I think one, it allows them again to sort of remove themselves from responsibility for their actions and center their marginalization to do so. But then also, I think it's also just because an unconscious thing is because they understand what it is to face sexism in certain respects.
Can I do it? Can I do it? Oh, let's see. Can I do it? I can't do it. I can't do it. Let's see. I mean, like, glass houses, right? Glass houses,
video.
right?
I guess he just didn't care.
Glass houses, right?
Fundamentally, and apparently the hard R.
I'm just
apparently
saying.
I don't have the hard R pass. I can't use the hard R, even though that's literally exactly what they're all calling me. What he called me specifically, he literally called me that, and proof of it is right here. I think probably one of the last big, just like interpersonal things that have happened over the last 2 weeks, and it's this: Jesse Earl, or Jesse Gender, a transgendered YouTuber, white, mind you, responded with this to say, debate Twitter right now, and then posted a movie of I've been informed is Django with a house slave or something clutching onto a presumably slave owner. And I'm supposed to be the slave, and Vosh is supposed to be the slave owner.
Yep, Chinatown is on the south side. For example, we have to work towards solidarity. And what kills me is hi, Chicagoan right here, is that you can't really tell where the Bridgeview area in Chinatown actually ends the way the integration has been happening. Like now, in this whole, in this, dynamic that we have now, it's been fucking merging. But yeah, let's go. Let's go.
Seem to think that all criticism of them is that thing.
Because, of course, solving white people's problems and acting as a foil is definitely the job of people of color. And certainly not the job of her extremely mayonnaise characters to look internally at their own flaws and, I don't know, maybe have some character development. Mind you, this is the same director who onboarded Donald Glover to act, who is extremely problematic by his lonesome. He need no help. In the same show.
What is the issue with Donald Glover? I'm sorry. What is their issue with Donald Glover? FD said this bullshit. What is their issue with Donald Glover? Can please somebody tell me what is their issue with Donald Glover? I don't know. Please help me out with that one. I haven't watched motherfucking Atlanta because I didn't have that on my cable program. I don't know. I don't know. Not only was he responsible for bringing us one of the most lauded after characters right now, motherfucking Miles Morales. What is the issue? Donald Glover is shown to be casually dating Hannah in the premiere episode that leads to her in his copy of The Fountainhead, and they have sex in his apartment. He's later visited by her at his place, and he lets her spend the night while making out. I got ideas, and he gives us a bad feedback on the essay he wrote and didn't want to talk about it. So he played the Republican? Wait, what? Wait, what? Wait, what? Wait, I'm sorry. Wait, is this the reason why they? I'm sorry. Let's read this out loud. Donald is the fuck. Donald is shown to be casually dating Hannah in the premiere episode. He lends her a copy of The Fountainhead, and they have sex in his apartment. He later visited her at her place, and he lets her spend the night while making out with Hannah. And I got ideas. Sandy gives her bad feedback on an essay she wrote and didn't want to talk about it because he was afraid of how she would react. He then gets offended how Hannah views his political beliefs and minorities in general. Sandy accuses her of fetishizing him because he's black and they break up. He then rejects Hannah to have sex one last time before she leaves. Is that what it is? It's anti-misogynistic crowd. Miscegenation crowd. Is that what it is? Is that what? And they have nodded at race play. The criticism is overblown, and it became a critical position for people who feel betrayed by him. Huh? Okay. Fuck, this is getting long. Just to let you know, it's been 20 minutes into the video, and he still hasn't brought up Vash. But let's go.
No! During the very same time, she accused this character of fetishizing her whiteness. And she claimed that she don't see race and doesn't see him as a black man. I am not making this up. Erasure of others' identities and experiences while simultaneously using their own as a certified get-out-of-jail-free card is a huge tactic among Lena's ilk. Her antics, of course, don't end there, though. They just keep on going. Because tell me why.
Wait, it wrote that he broke up with her because she fetishized him. And these are characters in a fucking TV show. I don't know what's going on with these people. I swear to God. Like, they can't motherfucking discern reality from characters that people play on TV.
This woman visited Japan and penned an Orientalist piece about how she had yellow fever and described a Japanese art dealer as being gorgeous like the strong, sexy, dreadlocked Mongol in Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. People of color aren't exempt from this phenomenon, however. As white-coded as the act of shielding oneself to join an oppressed, marginalized group may seem, the iconic Twitter account
Are you gonna make fun of Endless? You know, the guy who says he plays in the snow, but he wouldn't want his kids to be white. Okay.
Black thought disguised himself as a cis black woman for years, even going as far to tweet about her experiences while menstruating and excruciatingly talking about how painful her cramps are to her tens of thousands of followers who most likely were primarily comprised of black women. And after being unmasked, Isaiah Heckland attempted to rebrand with the assistance of platforms like Paper Magazine, which of course was to no avail. Isaiah had been masquerading as a black, dark-skinned, bisexual woman named Nicole for years. F's in the chat for black, dark-skinned women named Nicole. That's not something the people who stood by and eagerly supported would quickly forget. It's not just about being queer. It's any marginalized label.
Some people speculate that the Maddie-Taylor relationship was PR. But, like, Taylor seems exactly like the type of person to fall for a guy like Maddie Healy.
She's the rapper from Spice Girls. Inuit Spice Girls. Just this chubby Chinese lady. Yeah, I'm rapping in music. Do they talk like that? Do Inuits talk like that? They don't talk with the Chinese accent. They talk like more Hawaiian style.
Like this, like grungy, weird, edgy dude who still thinks.
Like, what does this have to do with any fucking thing? And I just fucked up that face. What does this have to do with any fucking thing? I don't get it. Like, I don't. All right, let's go.
Thinks he's like a 13-year-old edgelord, like, who's like anti-woke. Yeah. Like, I'm going to come for Taylor Swift, and not because I'm a misogynist, but she seems like the type of woman who says she's an ally to the gay community specifically, and she'll go to like all the parades. She'll like say yes, queen, when she sees a drag queen, but she won't correct her homophobic boyfriend. Someone tweeted a picture of Taylor.
Wait, what? Wait, what? Wait. Wait, what? I'm sorry. You somebody who advocates for you, somebody who doesn't denigrate you, but because they're not around them saying shut the fuck up to everybody they know that they have an issue with, then you have a fucking problem. I'm gonna continue to do art now.
Taylor in front of like a plate of cookies that said Biden 2020 on it, and was like, how can she be racist?
Biden, throw him in jail, Biden, like crime bill Biden. How are you black if you don't vote for me, Biden? Like, yep.
It's the same.
As much as I like to shit on Joe Biden that he hasn't had an original thought in his head, that he hasn't plagiarized, look it up. He's a plagiarism. Yeah, no, like these people forget that he was running against Trump, right? Like Trump. But Biden was the worst one out of the group. Not the person who took out a full fucking spread ad in the New York Times saying that the Central Park 5 guys need to be hanged and executed and shit like that. Not the person who was accurately convicted of civil cases about discrimination. But Joe Biden was the more racist one. I'm confused about that one. Okay, let's go.
Energy as Kendall Jenner with the Pepsi.
Blonde, bone straight wig, throw that shit, smudge lipstick, walking into protest, panning to the pigs, token black and queer coded folks, product placement time, token Asian emo, bow I wanna be, dapping me, damn the bacon hating, watch me walk to him, and then racism, he'll job be taking pics as I swing my hips, he takes a sip, and now racism over.
J.K. Rowling's like, I experienced.
Oh, wow. Fucking wow. Wow. I don't even know what... how do you even, like, argue with that shit? This is the shit that I mean. Everything to these people. These cornbread tube people. It's not just that, it's insensitive, it's out of place. No, they actively want to make sure that it's all racism stays all the way, all the time. Vegeta, what did that cringe ad have to do with what became because? Because fuck you, that's why. What? What the fuck? Because fuck you, that's why. Oh, God. Yeah. Yeah, because fuck you, that's why. All right, let's go.
Experience sexism. I faced sexism as a woman. I probably had to fight really hard to get my books out, to get them taken seriously. And you know what? I was right, because those books are amazing. They made billions of dollars, right? And so she's like, I know what sexism is, and I've seen it. And so when other people come to her and say, this is fucked up what you're saying about trans people, she then views that as sexism because it feels the same, because she doesn't recognize the difference between the dominant culture and people in power attacking her versus people below her, because again, she only has one intersection of marginalization. And so she only views it on this axis of I'm being attacked or not.
There are a few case studies that hit close to home and near the bone because they belong to our very community. Yeah, it's time.
So people over here might occasionally say whatever.
Oh, shit. What is it? 25 minutes into the video? Oh, shit. Vosh bad. Let's go. I'm here for it.
Okay, I'll take people saying and supporting class emancipation, and I will take them saying not supporting class emancipation.
Yeah, I'm doing gay ops on Tenderqueers. I'm encouraging my followers to make pit crew accounts and infiltrate Tenderqueer Twitter.
So I've said this before. This is not new.
I got a question for these people. Can we get a clip of something that is, older than well, here, let's see. Can we get a clip older than
This shouldn't be surprising.
let's just say can we get a clip newer than this one I hear? Let's see. Let's see if we can actually get it. Here we go. Can we get?
Hello there, guys. Is she says?
Can we get a clip older than, like, slightly younger than this clip right here? I wonder who this is. Is it Bad Bunny?
Obviously, there could be exceptions, all you super little
Clip, which I'm probably going to play it, maybe pause it a little bit, talk, and then play it again.
I, for one, would never be involved with a guy who's bisexual. Well, witch doctor, shut the fuck up! I couldn't do it. There might be exceptions, obviously. When I say I wouldn't be attracted or I'm not attracted, obviously, if it's like, obviously there could be exceptions, all you super little nerds out there, but like, I don't like, if a guy's like having sex with other guys, and then he's like, oh, maybe I'll try having sex with you, I'm like,
So she's already starting off in.
I mean, like, shit. When was this? The Bad Bunny shit was 2019, maybe 2020. I don't. Yeah.
To anyone who watches my content, I say the N-word sometimes in private.
Once they catch wind of the plan, they're going to all become incredibly suspicious of pit crews and they will eat each other alive.
If you're a white dude, listen over here. This is the circle for white dudes who really love saying nigga. They love saying, they're like, I'm out. Okay, this is where they are, okay?
Does it matter which pit crew? No, just use a random one. But the more diverse, the better. Like, make it like a black butch lesbian.
The cornbread tube versus white bread. Whole wheat bread. Baguette bread tube saga has been.
I wonder why people have a problem with these guys. I know, right? Weird, right? Weird. I'm not gonna finish this one. I wonder why people have a problem with these guys. I don't know. Maybe something that they said. And the hypocrisy. I don't know, but let's go.
Been plagued with a few names, but none as incendiary as Vosh. What the devil? False order? Easily one of the forerunners of the debate brosphere. And listen, it's impossible to deny his indelible effect on the online left. That being said, he has employed many misogynies and tactical bigotries to make even the husk himself blush.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Now there.
Oh, so they're not gonna go after Destiny. They're just gonna go after Vosh this time. Okay, cool. Yeah, let's go. Let's go.
Are far better breakdowns of the many transgressions that these folks have made that will be linked here. But I want to discuss very briefly how
wait.
These folks have made that will be linked here. But I want to
wait. Wait. This is her main set. Professor Flowers, the genocide denier. Not the genocide denier. Excuse me. I apologize. Just the person that says that marginalized people or colonized people should have the right to do whatever they want with the colonizers, even though the colonizers are dead. And you know, if like that's the case, Professor Flowers, I don't think you claim to be Native American. You can't just use that argument for people in Africa if you're not yourself in Africa and completely descended from Africans. You can't use that argument. Not in good faith, because you know America's first sin. Surprisingly enough, I'm about to make some people mad, right? America's original sin was not motherfucking slavery. I know that is something that we cleanly forget. It was a genocide of the natives that are already here. And then they brought the slaves. I'm just saying. Wait, what? Wait, what? The thing is, with this crowd, they say black people are exempt from being displaced from America because they didn't come over here by choice, and they sit in it stands At least they're not like the BHIK who says, not BHIK, the BHI who say like black people the original natives. Like yeah. Fuck, let's go. Oh, and the Noah Samson, delete this video where he walked back every fucking thing that he said after he talked to Vosh.
To discuss very briefly how they seem to shield themselves with their marginalized status. If you create progressive content on this platform...
Wait, what? Wait, what? Wait, what? Wait. Did he just say that the two people he's gonna list actually shield themselves from criticism from their marginalization? Okay, yeah. Let's go. Let's hear this. Let's hear this example.
You have had an overlapping audience with Vosh. Ergo, many folks will come in your comments clamoring about when will you talk to Vosh, claiming that we have more in common than in contrast. Give him a chance. He's clipped out of context a lot. You know, all that horse and PDF file rumors, they're just rumors. Listen, I don't care about that. You know what
Also the racism stuff is clipped out of context. See, this is what I mean. This is the fuck I mean. Okay.
I care about? You know what foreign cares about? Big body foreign? I care about the racism. I care about the misogyny. You might be able to look past the bigotry, but one of the shields that are raised.
You called people in your video about voodoo chalks. You don't have a problem with racism. You just have a problem when it's not the racism that you like. You literally just talked about a joke about how motherfucking white people are this and that in the lead up to this segment. What the fuck are you talking about? You have a problem with racism. You fucking don't. Motherfucker, you... I'm just gonna pull this up. Thank God that I still can't. That's still super big. Here, I'm just gonna pull this up. Fuck, I hate Twitter and this player.
Let's see what's going on the Muskian hellscape known as Twitter.
The chalks are doing voodooing.
Damn, son, where'd you find this? Raccoon rock.
You literally called another black person a raccoon because he called you out for your casual racism.
All right, Mr. One of the Good Ones. You're lucky I ain't in the mood for no black on.
Mr. One of the Good Ones. You're literally throwing out racist fucking terms. You don't have a problem with racism. You don't.
When criticizing Vaj is his queerness, of course. But the one I like the most is his autism.
I'm a different kind of autism.
Big body foreign, they say. Yes, they call me that. Big body foreign. Give him a chance. He's on the spectrum. Thus does not pick up on social cues. For one, how dare you? No, seriously, how dare you take me to be the that Jesus rode to Jerusalem on? And secondly, how dare you infantilize and dehumanize autistic folk them by putting them in a category impervious to criticism? But most importantly,
the person that criticizes Vosh about his takes the most is Vosh, you dumb fuck. Literally, you making me defend somebody that, yeah, I like the content, but I don't 100% agree with because you're so fucking stupid. Again, it's this, you're feeding meat to your fucking audience because you know your audience doesn't like the man. But let's continue.
we know this not to be the case. Because we have a whole Jesse damn gender who is autistic.
I have so many thoughts about this. The excuse being like, don't criticize this person because they can't communicate themselves as well because they're autistic. I used to work at a Boy Scout summer camp, and there was a gentleman who ran the rifle range and the shotgun range at our camp.
Is that the reason why you didn't? Is that the reason why you didn't realize that you were liking a tweet calling another black man Snowball from Django? Is that the reason why? I'm just saying. Okay, let's just go.
There was this guy that he had issues with, and every at the end of every day we would do this, we'd march in formation, whatever, the paramilitary Boy Scout stuff, and we'd shoot off a shotgun, and this guy would shoot off the shotgun, and the one guy who was autistic, he would prepare the shotgun for him. And one day, because he was pissed off at the man, he put in the wrong shotgun powder that was just much louder, and that's dangerous when you have a weapon, even if the weapon doesn't have any bullets in it. And then we went and spoke to the guy, the autistic guy who ran the shotgun range, about this, and he's like, "Well, it was autistic. I didn't think it was like I didn't think that it was a bad thing, and I didn't understand." I'm like, "No, you run the shotgun range, you know about safety protocols. I know you do because you teach it. And so to put it off on that is just using your autism as a shield to escape responsibility for your behavior."
If that ain't enough for you, we have...
Wait, why did he just present it as if Jesse had autism? He tried to use it as a shield. Yeah, let's go.
Of Swolsome, who is literally autistic and bisexual. Like, literally the same thing as Vosh without the edginess, which is, of course, caucus speak for racism.
Vosh.
Wait, what? Also, this seems like a person that doesn't have much confidence. See, that's the problem with a lot of these, cornbread 2 motherfuckers. They just don't have much confidence.
Him not saying it as much as his followers being like, okay, but he's autistic, he's autistic, he's autistic. It's like, you guys need to recognize what you're doing here. Like, this is not helpful to autistic people. This is really not helpful at all. A lot of white autistic folks, in particular, will have fallen into communities on the internet that are really misogynistic, that are really like racist.
We will ignore that there's a spectrum and that one autistic person's ability doesn't have a bearing on somebody else. And no. Of course, we're gonna ignore that shit, because that realizing that maybe that people are fucking different other than just the group that they are part of. Like, fuck, I just thought about this shit. He literally just used that as a shield to criticize somebody. Well, this person is like this, so they can just criticize them. What the fuck? Okay, all right, let's go.
That are generally just have a lot of shitty attitudes, and they may have a basis that they're operating from where they think like that's kind of normal behavior. I've met autistic men in particular who think that, yeah, it's totally normal to say like scuzzy things to women. That's how men joke around, right? That's how it works. Here's where it starts to get more complicated in my mind is if someone has told you that was inappropriate, I didn't like it, you now have enough information to correct the behavior. So even if you didn't have it before, now you do. Now you know. And so for me, the ableism comes into play there. When people are like, oh, but they're autistic. You're implying that we can't make those connections, and we absolutely can. To imply that an autistic person can't have that understanding, you are using ableism to enable behavior.
But let me ease up off your boy voice for a second and get to the gal limb. This one right here is for the gal limb. Geffels, probably one of the newest darlings of the left, due to what I like to call the effect, which is when...
Whoa.
Darlings of the left, due to what I like to call the...
What the fuck does that have to mean? Anything. Wait, what does that mean? What the fuck does that mean? Because of the 9/11? What does that... All right, let's go.
Effect, which is when something tragic happens to a person in a community, a marginalized community especially, and folks begin to rally behind them in order to ward off a common enemy, which in this case was Kiwi Farms. And let me get serious. Well, let's take a moment.
You know what? I would wait till the end of the motherfucking stream, but I'm gonna do this now. I know I said earlier, don't come to me or don't like me or don't just subscribe to me because I'm a black cis male and I'm, somebody who you look like, and like, no, stop, please don't do that. Subscribe to me, like me because I'm right, because you like my points. Don't let, me being black convince you to join me because I'm blackity black. Like, no, fuck, stop, please. Like, no, I'm serious. Enjoy my content because I'm right. Fuck, hate watch me because you want to prove that I'm wrong. I'm not wrong. I'm right. But don't just watch me because I'm black. That doesn't make me any more right or any more wrong. What makes me right is the fact that I'm right. I'm me. I'm Crimson. I'm always right. And if it's a thing that I got wrong, I correct it and I become right. Yeah. Fuck. This is tiring.
Moment. I can't believe I'm saying this, right? But we gotta commend Geffels, because she went up against a system that is the taint of 4chan. Like, all of the sweat and the unctuous grease from the net beds them of Reddit and RPoll alike, it settles into Kiwi Farms. There are forums dedicated to doxing people, threads that were literal nooses for some Sudokus. And the intrepid Geffels fought valiantly, endured some of the worst of Kiwi Farms, then emerged like a phoenix into a shiny career in leftist progressive punditing and also posturing, but we'll get to that. Then she pissed on it. I talking about like old yellow style, show the leg up, piss on it, right? She gone on to make some of the most egregious lies and bigotries we have seen in the
Wait, what? Wait, what? This deserves a enhance. I always do my best to support back the black community, and I recognize that black trans people, especially, are some of the most marginalized members of our community. I don't think I've always done it best, but I can't own it. I've always tried to learn from my mistakes and do better. You mean by start apologizing to me for the lies you told? Wait, what does it have to do with anything? Oh my God, would they just get over the fact that fucking noodles are a staple of diet all over the motherfucking world? Oh God damn it. I don't know who Jai is, but like I hear that Jai is just a piece of shit. No matter what their gender, their sexuality, what skin color they are, I heard that they're just a piece of shit. And the whole, like, noodles? What the fuck? You know... Alright, let's go.
This space, to the point where it got so bad that she had to do this. She got help.
Let's go back a little bit, because I think I missed the part. Let's go.
It's a system that is the taint of 4chan. Like all of the sweat and the unctuous grease from the neckbeards them of Reddit and RPoll alike, it settles into Kiwi farms. There are forums dedicated to doxing people, threads that were literal nooses for some Sudokus. And the intrepid Keffels fought valiantly, endured some of the worst of Kiwi farms, then emerged like a phoenix into a shiny career in leftist progressive punditing and also posturing, but we'll get to that. Then she pissed on it. I talking about like, oh.
So, posturing is bad? The fuck are you doing then? Posturing is bad. Okay, let's go. Let's go.
Old yellow style, show the leg up, piss on it, right? She gone on to make some of the most egregious lies and bigotries we have seen in this space, to the point where it got so bad that she had to do this. She got help.
And I'm gonna, be careful when I say this. If a sign that people are on substance abuse problems is a sign that they've done something wrong, first, fuck you, because equating that to somebody doing something wrong, fuck you. Secondly, it was what he fails to mention. This was way after you seen these woke skulls try to get on her about shit. Again, this whole flattening and this whole minimizing of what actually fucking happened. It's bullshit. It's fucking bullshit. But let's go. Let's go.
Now, let me start by saying this, right? This is an arc that we need to encourage. We ought to encourage it. When folks are battling addictions and illnesses, then they get help. We ought to commend this. That being said, getting help in itself is not atonement. And it is also not a pacifier of the pain that the
See, that's what it's about. They want motherfuckers to genuflex to they bullshit. That's why it's certain people that they can't stand us around on the motherfucking left. Keffels, Xander Hall, Vosh, fucking Demon Mama, they have a fucking issue. Yes, they want atonement because they want you to think like they do. Fuck these people. Fuck these people in particular. Motherfucking Shark, when he came out and says, yeah, fuck these people. Yeah. And they had a fucking issue. And Soul Bunny still motherfucking sealing motherfucking Ashton Mack or Ashton Martin, whatever the fuck he is, still seeing that he went on President Sunday stream and Sunday was like, wait a minute, that don't sound right. And he actually listened to the debate and you heard the shit that Endless said. Fuck these people.
Perpetrator inflicted. While you may be a victim of your own traumas and malignments, you cannot now claim victimhood status after inflicting pain at scale. But many supporters of Keffels warded off criticism in the name of...
What pain did she inflict? What pain did she inflict? You're not going to say that. What pain?
Her rehab visit. And whether she's doing it intentionally or not, Keffels is not only using her status as a trans woman that was attacked by one of the most vicious platforms on the internet, but also her status as a survivor of substance abuse. And she primped and preened the slithering coils of Medusa.
So I'm still trying to figure it out. I'm still like working through with like a therapist and psychiatrist to like work through certain things. But I would say as someone who has struggled with mental health for most of her life, one of my biggest pet peeves is when people use that as an excuse to justify behavior. I grew up with a lot of people around that. Like I remember I was in this like theater group once, and like one of my friends at the time was like really mean to this other girl, and she was like, I just have anxiety today. There was definitely a point where like, especially during the pandemic, my mental health was affecting my parents, like the people I live with, because at a certain point I was in like a heavy depressive episode, and like I was just like, I essentially had a meltdown, and like my parents were going to take me to a hospital to like try to like sort that out. That's what really like, that was like the moment for me where I was like, I need to be on medication in a general sense, because treatment looks different for.
They all flatten all the discourse. They say Vosh, Biden, Trump are all white supremacists. Keffel is having this misfortune of interacting with job means that the black and trans community have been harmed. Yeah, no, exactly the point. Exactly the fucking point.
Everyone, it just prevents incidents like that from happening in the future. Or like if some similar feelings like that pop up, you know how to handle it. But that doesn't justify or, wash you of any consequences because you're preventing that going forward. Like you still have to take accountability for how you acted in the moment, even if it was out of your control. Like there's like this saying that I really love that like your trauma's not your fault, but it is your responsibility.
White women in particular have been known for, and rightfully so, for their loyalty to whiteness above femininity when it serves them, only to return to the label of womanhood when it's time to don those.
I'm gonna let this play just a second.
Like there's like this saying that I really love that like your trauma's not your fault, but it is your responsibility.
White women in particular have been known for, and rightfully so, for their loyalty to whiteness above femininity when it serves them, only to
when I utilize people's identity instead of narrative of my arguments. Yeah, I know. My question is this. One of these things are not like the other. One of the points in this discussion is not like the other. Is it this just that Foreign throws in shit into his video to try to get more clicks? Or to have to say, oh yeah, you hate this person too? Because what the fuck does Just Lonely Things have to do with anything with this discussion? What the fuck does Just Lonely Things, chatbot JPT, have to do anything with this discussion? I'm confused. I'm confused. As a relative Pearl expert, the Pearl whisperer on this side of the motherfucking internet, what the fuck? I am telling you now. Foreign, you picked the wrong person. You picked me the wrong person. Because you're right. She would just say you're right. Women will try to use who they are as victimization. You picked your ideological motherfucking like-minded comrade. And the fact that he doesn't see this, the fact that he doesn't know this, and he just is equating the fact that Hannah Pearl motherfucking Davis, and I'm not doxing her, that's her name, it's out there, is a white woman, that she would disagree with her using her white womanhood status as a way of getting ahead. Wow, how fucked up are you? He's using Pearl, the person that says that women aren't held accountable for anything, the person who denigrates herself as being a woman. I don't know who's dumber or dishonest in this picture. Who's dumber or more dishonest in this picture?
Return to the label of womanhood when it's time to don those I'm with her.
The fact that he throws up a button and says I'm with her and tries to reference Pearl, who thinks women shouldn't have the right to vote, who's blatantly said that women shouldn't have the right to vote, shows how fucking dumb or dishonest or both that you are. Let's continue.
With just Pearly things as well, I think the way that she's like directly contradicting the things that she says by having a YouTube channel and by having her own career and not marrying herself off and having children. I mean, that fact in itself just kind of proves that it's quite an easy grift. You know, you don't even have to live the values that you're putting out there. Like they don't care. Like as long as you're a woman who's agreeing with them, they don't care. So with our videos, you can kind of tell like
She opened so you know what she talks about, but you still kind of like beating this whole she plays her whiteness, she plays her womanhood. Are these people fucking stupid? Do they not think that their audience can actually go and criticize? You know what? Their audience isn't going to go and examine like what they say. They're not going to fucking go and examine what they say because they foster this audience that wants to listen to them and says anybody who debates or anybody who's, anybody who's abrasive is a fucking problem. No. Their audience is not going to go and examine this shit. One, they don't want their audience doing this because a lot of their audience is like tenuous of what they believe at best. It's only about the shit that makes them feel good. But other is just like their audience will have their feelings hurt by some of the shit that even at the surface level is just insulting. But no, it's the worst thing since fucking, cancer.
We put a lot of time into them. We consider the things we're going to say, and it's a well sort of rounded video. Whereas if you look at just Pearly Things' content, it's terrible. She just sits in front of a camera and she just talks crap. And sometimes she won't even edit out when she's just sat there like scrolling through her phone. You should just sit there for a minute like.
While women of color, mostly black women and femmes as always, tirelessly labor to uplift their community's social position. Getting back to Lena Dunham, once again proving herself to be one of the worst people of 2013, tweeted that she'd be the first openly straight woman to French kiss the first openly gay NBA player. Anyway, and again, keep in mind that.
So it's not about her. Wait, fuck. Oh my god. She literally says she's openly straight, but your premise of the video is when you're racist, but you're part of the LGBT community. How? Fuck. How? How is this even a thing? He needs a fucking script doctor. Or do they just throw in the people that they don't like just for the hell of it? Fuck. Okay, let's go.
This is the same white woman who harassed Odell Beckham because he refused to engage with someone so absolutely deranged. Well, let's start talking about language, its many forms, its meanings, and its evolution. A Canadian paper, the Toronto Star, once found itself in some internet drama over the concept of race and the verbiage they used. The Ontario Human Rights Commission had settled on a term in use to the reference of people of color, racialized people. Because they accepted that race is a social construct, they decided to use the phrase racialized person or racialized group instead of labels that they said were outdated, like racial minority, visible minority, people of color, and non-white. And so, in the feeble-minded attempt at being the Onion, a reporter at the Toronto Star headlined 5 other labels for people of color, non-whites, racialized people. I mean, surely the commission focused on human rights was being sensitive, just like the Gen Z weirdos. Always being such crybabies and snowflakes, right?
I'm not going to tell you where I heard this shit from, but I'm going to say this. It's a difference between harm and offense. There's a fucking difference between harm and offense. You can be offended, but that's not harm. All right, let's go.
Well, readers naturally complained to the news outlet about her tasteless remarks. People hated that she was making fun of it. Well, less she thought that the labels themselves were funny, but the idea that creating new terms that were more inclusive is an exhausting, silly process that seems reductive. After so much backlash, the story she wrote was removed from the website on the same day with a community note that the piece did not meet the company's standards. Coincidentally, at the same time, the United States Army was critiqued for not being an imperialist force that assisted in the global domination of the crumbling American empire, but for updating its code of conduct and regulations on preventing discrimination by saying that people who identified as African American or Black may also identify as a Negro. Personally,
hey, I can identify as Black. I can identify as African American. Do I identify as Negro? No, but there are people who do that. It's okay, and they don't mean the racist word of it. Like, you have to understand that, right? You have people in your life that's older than 30 fucking 5, right? You understand that, right? Oh God, these people have never spoken to anybody over 40. Oh my God. Oh my God. They're
the term Negro exudes the, I had a dream, and well, golly gee, better go grab me a soda pop after going to such a great party era.
Why the fuck would you put the I have a dream speech in the same characterization as some fucking bamboozled minstrel show? That lets me know that you motherfuckers don't study history.
But, I digress. The story was widely reported. People were shocked. The U.S. Army? Negroes? The policy hoped to provide fair treatment for military personnel and family members without any regard to race, gender identity, religious beliefs, or nationality by proposing to provide an environment free of unlawful discrimination.
So you know what the policy was about. You know what the policy is about. And say what you fucking want to. I will fucking die on this hill. I will fucking die on this hill. Here. Come closer. Come closer. The U.S. Army is a fucking tool of imperialism like a motherfucker. It definitely is. It fucking wins wars, but it loses peace. But I will be goddamn if it wasn't the most progressive motherfucking entity in the United States government that there is. Not to say there isn't any racism in the fucking armed forces. There is. There is racist motherfucking people in the armed forces. But you know what they want? You know what they care about? You know what the fuck that they really want? That they don't give a fuck, no matter if you're black, white, Hispanic, like you're a Muslim, come the fuck on in, because they want bodies to fuel their war machine. So they don't give a fuck. They will put. As a matter of fact, I've talked to many people who have worked in the army. When they go in, and a lot of them go in racist. A lot of them come like, yeah, nah, fuck that. The problem is it's part of the imperial arm of the U.S. government. And do they see people outside of the U.S. as part of the others? Yes. Fuck yes. But that has more to do with the imperialism than the actual racism. But you don't understand that because, again, you've never talked to anybody over fucking 35, as referenced by the previous point that you made.
An offensive behavior. It then lists and defines the racial and ethnic group it aims to protect, with the word Negro being the one synonym in a long list of various ways those who fit into the term black may choose to identify. Regardless, they felt the need to publish an apology and recall the verbiage. So here we are in 2023. We've got minorities, non-whites, and people of color. Many of us hear the term diverse being thrown around to encompass organizations, coalitions, or corporate employees' racial makeup. As in, we're so excited to have a diverse voice speaking on this particular issue. But these are terms that have really come to the forefront of discourse and usage only recently, only to be replaced with never hipper alternatives. Yes, words mean things, but words have and will continue to be replaced with less offensive or less loaded identifiers than their predecessors, which is a process known to linguists as pejoration. If a word that refers to something always appear in sentences where that thing is framed negatively, then that term will take on that negativity.
Oh my God. I'm sorry. I just hear from the opposite end some of the same shit these fucking anti-SJWs talk about. Words have meaning and diversity, they just want to throw in diversity. This is literally the shit that I hear from fucking watching anti-SJW content. Where it's like, oh, they just want diversity and they just want to feed it and they want to make diversity nice, but it's really bad. Do you fucking hear yourself? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm fucking sorry. Maybe I'm jumping the gun with this. But let's go.
Harvard psychology professor similarly opined in his book, The Blank Slate, that the euphemism treadmill is a recent drive to adopt the new terms for disadvantaged groups, and it often assumes that the words and attitudes are so inseparable that one can re-engineer people's attitudes by tinkering with the words. People invent new words for emotionally charged referents, but soon the euphemism becomes tainted by association, and a new word must be found, which soon acquires its own connotations, and so on. Even the word minority, The most neutral word label conceivable, referring only to relative numbers, was banned in 2001 by San Diego City Council because it was deemed disparaging to non-whites. The euphemism treadmill shows that concepts, not words, are primary in people's minds. Give a concept a new name, the concept does not become freshened by the new name.
I don't know what the fuck to do, man. Is it me? Is it me? Is it fucking me? All right, let's fuck. Because all this seems like is, you know, those videos that conservatives talk about how woke, it's just woke, woke. He is literally giving merit to that shit. Literally, instead of addressing the problem, he's giving merit to that shit.
At least, not for long. Names for minorities will continue to change as long as people have negative attitudes towards them. We will know that they have achieved mutual respect when the names stay put. Labels we use become moot with our ever-evolving socioeconomic, social, and racial awareness, which is why some may find things like non-whites to be offensive, because it makes white people the default and classifies people of color as, once again, the other, or deviation from the perfect norm. On the other hand, some people may consider minority to be offensive as it implies that people of color or the LGBTQIA+ community or women are a shrinking group when we're anything but. The term Oriental has thankfully become Asian, which is now Asian and Pacific Islander. Colored transitioned to Negro, which transitioned into Black and African American. If you're from the land of bald eagles and hellish urban suburbia, but white people, that's something that's...
I mean, like, is he gonna advocate for the changing of the NAACP? I'm just wondering. Like, the fuck? He has so many different problems with terms and shit. All right, is he gonna advocate for the... Like, I know this sounds bad, but, like, again, this is kind of like, why isn't the focus on, I don't know, the original context about how people use being LGBTQ plus as a shield? All right, let's go. Fuck, let's go.
Main concept, with only those who fit in it qualifying as white being changed. But that's normal. And depending on where you're from, those meanings will change. Colored is a terribly outdated label in the USA, but still very applicable in South Africa. As Professor Hall Liu adeptly contextualized, the term people of color and colored have drastic meanings depending on who says it, what they're speaking on, and why they said it. Which brings us back to marginalized privileged. Things mean things. Words have power. By using that label, people can wield power over anyone they're debating. I mean, after all.
No. He doesn't believe that. He fucking doesn't believe that. He can't believe that. He can't believe that. He can't believe that. Because if he believed that bullshit, he would literally not use white racial slurs.
How can they be wrong, right? Don't you see that they're a queer person? They know what the hell they're talking about and can therefore be excused when they say something incredibly racist or transphobic.
We also forget that the people behind those platforms are human beings who will fuck up and make mistakes. Sometimes very egregiously they need to be super held accountable for, but also sometimes in smaller ways. I don't want to say benign ways, but smaller ways. And what we will do to marginalize people is we will hold them even more accountable and extrapolate the harm, even like hyperbolicize the harm, in order to be more quick to tear them down in ways that cis white dude creators will not have to deal with as much.
I'm sorry. Let's play that shit again.
Sometimes very egregiously they need to be super held accountable for, but also sometimes in smaller ways. I don't want to say benign ways, but smaller ways. And what we will do to marginalize people is we will hold them even more accountable and extrapolate the harm, even like hyperbolicize the harm, in order to be more quick to tear them down in ways that cis dude creators will.
I don't get why they don't see the hypocrisy of just making the video. You literally are trying to say that somebody who's in a marginalized group should they should not be held as accountable, or you forget that these people that are creators, they are somebody that they're people that make mistakes, but we really hate Vosh, we really hate Caffel, so that shit goes out the window.
Cis white dude creators will not have to deal with as much.
And notice, again, it's the cis white dude creators. Never any other part of a marginalized group. First, it was dancing around. Well, Dave Chappelle says shit, and he hides behind his blackness, but then it shifts because well, these people aren't black; they're white guys, or they're white people, and so nothing else should actually matter. If you just want to make a I hate Vosh and Keffel's video, just make it. It would have been like 15 minutes and called it a day. Just saying. I know he's learned, fucking Foreign has learned from everybody else who's tried to make a 50-minute video hating on other creators. He's learned that, yeah, maybe I shouldn't just try to make it all about them, but really throw it in so I can get the engagement. But yeah, no, let's go.
They'll say something awful and they'll be given a little bit more forgiveness than a marginalized creator who will have more hyperbolicized harm. And so it's one of those things, like, I don't think anyone's owed a platform. I think everyone on a platform should be held accountable for if they fuck up. And it's not just like you should be allowed to continue to have it. But we also at the same time need to recognize that the standards that we hold for marginalized creators.
Wait, it's not your responsibility to tell who should have a platform and who shouldn't. You know that, right? You're not the end all and be all of who shouldn't have a platform because you don't fucking like them. You know that, right? And I know that's all it kind of boils down to. People that they don't like shouldn't have a platform, regardless if they agree with them a little bit or a lot. People that they don't like shouldn't have a platform. That's all this shit really is. In the end, that's all this shit really is. The world doesn't fucking work like that. Because, and here's the thing too, and I will say this, and I will say this until the fucking day that I die. The reason why they have so much issues with the people that they don't like having a platform is because they can't argue with them. Even if the person that they like is doing some foul shit, egregious shit, they can't find a reason other than it hurts my feelings to disagree with them. You know what? I fucking hate racism. Not just because it hurts my feelings, because it hurts everybody. It is a tool that people use to separate other groups of people, to say that, oh, because you're a skin color, oh, because you're a culture, they don't like you. Versus saying, oh, we both are living in the same fucked up, impoverished ass areas, just in different fucking zip codes. Let's go get the motherfuckers that's making it this way. That's why I want to fucking end racism. I want to end racism because, hey, it's pretty shitty to only judge somebody by the color of their fucking skin. It's pretty motherfucking shitty. I know, weird, right? Expecting people to understand that maybe the first insult that you jump to isn't talking about the color of somebody's skin. They don't like them because they're so evil. Yeah, that's another thing. They're evil. Fuck. Like, it gives you the opportunity to dismiss them. But let's go. Wrong one.
Is much higher, and we are much more willing to tear down their platforms than we are for non-marginalized creators.
It's the fact that we don't have the space to fuck up. We don't have the space to be shitty, selfish people who tell lies. We're not allowed. We can't.
What the fuck? Wait. Half this fucking video was dishonesty. Half this fucking video was dishonesty. I'm sorry, what? Wow. Fucking wow. Okay. Let's go.
And that's frustrating. And I feel like we won't have, like, equality isn't going to be a thing until marginalized people are allowed to also be shitty.
But back to labels for a minute. The reason labels continue to—
Wait, whoa. Fuck, wait, what? Wait, what?
Until marginalized people. And that's frustrating. And I feel like we won't have, like, equality isn't going to be a thing until marginalized people are allowed to also be shitty.
Let me turn on the closed caption.
Push people who tell lies.
For marginalized creators is
just, we can't. And that's frustrating. And I feel like we won't have, like, equality isn't going to be a thing until marginalized people are allowed to also be shitty.
Somebody said it. He put in the fucking video. He wrote a script around it. We won't achieve equality until marginalized people are allowed to be shitty. Good news! I like to introduce the way you put it. Welcome to your video. Oh, God. Welcome to this video. I can't. I fucking can't. I can't. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Check this out. Check this out. Check this out. We're here. We're here. I will tell you this. Nobody should be shitty. And the fact that you want to be shitty as a way of getting back at the people that made your life shitty, that screams, I want revenge. It shrieks, I want to do to them what they did to me. That is in every way calling for vengeance. That's what that sounds like. I know you're going to say, no, it doesn't. That's not what that sounds like. That sounds like I want to be shitty too because somebody was shitty to me. That's what that sounds like. I know, weird, right? Weird. You're right. You're right, Vegeta. He's doing a this.
Oh.
He's doing the one of this. He's doing one of these.
What the hell hell are you doing? I'm kicking my ass! Do you mind?
Back to labels for a minute. The reason labels continue to fluctuate is because of the ever-evolving positions of those being referred to. In many cases, those in the affected groups prefer to label themselves, which is a process called creating an autonym. As they become...
Wait.
Groups prefer to label themselves, which is a process called creating an autonym.
But didn't he just get mad that the U.S. Army allowed people to name themselves Negro? Didn't he just...
As they become more socially visible, naturally, terms can also be debated within a group. Like if an American black person should use black or African American. The groups we choose to identify with and their associated identifiers also provide credibility and open the gates of access to that community. If you're black, you can reclaim the N-word. And if you're queer, you can reclaim the F slur. And if you're black and queer, well, you understand what I'm saying, right? Depending upon the context, reclaim...
So is he okay with the iDubbbz slur that he used to say? Like, is he okay with that? If somebody was, you know, black and queer that would say that? No, he wouldn't be fucking okay with it. Of course he doesn't. This is just fluff right now.
Slurs are terms of endearment or used to poke fun at themselves, while in other cases not used by those within that group, they're absolutely derogatory. Would make someone marginalized to fit into the identified group is...
So what are you talking about? Oh my God, then why do you use fucking slurs when you're talking about white people? This is the shit that I'm hammering home. You want to do the shit when it fits you. And when somebody else does it, the fact that you played a clip of Vosh saying, well, the gay people have issues, when he's literally talking about his own marginalized community, you know, the community that he's in, that he talks about horse cocks all the time. What the fuck is your problem then? I know what your problem is, Vosh bad.
What sociology calls being in the out-group. Those not in the in-group, which is whiteness, in the case of Western racial identity, which white people made, are othered and pushed to the fringes of society, where they're treated as lesser than, or as a means of economic and social fodder. And of course, being marginalized doesn't exempt anyone from having biases, whether internalized against their own group or externalized through tangible actions upon others. You know, and I get it. We all have flaws. It's totally natural to get defensive. But the use of a shield damage our ability to progress as empathetic human beings in collaborations, community organizations, activism, and on our own personal journeys. Shields create rifts where there should be solidarity. We need to encourage dialogue.
So again, why do you shield yourself from criticism when you talk about other groups that you feel entitled to talk about? Again, going back to the fuck... Oh my God. Like, I should just keep this shit up. I should just keep this shit up. Because again, this is the shit that he actually did.
Let's see what's going on the Muskian hellscape known as Twitter. Damn, son, where'd you find this? Raccoon rants? Alright, Mr. One of the good ones. You're lucky I ain't in the mood for no black-on-black crime, right? I normally don't do this, however. But go on ahead, break him off with a real preview of the remix.
This is the shit that he did. No one else. He did this shit. He put that clip on Twitter.
Self-reflection and less virtue signaling anger for the tiniest of details. Semantics are famous tactics used by those on the far right and center to antagonize the left. making virtual identities that seem legitimate to derail progressive discourse.
The fuck? Who was he making this video for?
Because they know that people are huge on identity politics and labels. And it's something that people have been calling other leftists out for doing online as well. So, while we hold ourselves and each other accountable, we should understand how marginalized identities have historically interacted and how people are unique and multifaceted, which sometimes means taking a step back. Not every marginalized person in their community is fit to represent their entire group or speak on its behalf, because people aren't monoliths. And people shouldn't use their labels as a means of deflection. After all, a platform is not a right, it's a privilege. And it comes with a responsibility that not everybody can handle.
And you know what else people can't handle? The truth. Which, as a political scientist, is of the utmost important to me. So I'm gonna let you in on a little secret I learned in my master's program. Finding factual journalism is difficult due to the sincere.
Okay, this is a fucking commercial. I'm done, son. I'm done. I don't fucking know. I don't know. Let's just... How? Fucking how? I'm done. I'm done. I'm fucking done. I don't know. You're right, Vegeta. I'm suffering too. I'm suffering. This shit is bullshit. It's just bullshit. How do you ever try to come at this like, oh no, just because you marginalized doesn't mean that you should get away with saying shit? Anyway, guys, this has been a long video. Like, share, subscribe. I know a lot of people may actually respond to this video, or they may not, because my channel is small, so these motherfuckers ain't gonna get much of a push off of this. But yeah, this is telling how hypocritical these motherfuckers are. I'm done. I just don't know. The first insult that most of these people go to is somebody's whiteness. Never actually addressing the particular issue that they have. They just use white as a catch-all term. And then they want to say that, hey, you know what? Because they're white, I don't have to explain anything else. Not attacking a point. Just because white. Literally, did they have anything talking about Vosh other than a few minutes of, like, I don't... Yeah, sure. I'm done. Like, share, and subscribe. Trying to hit 1,000 subscribers by October 1st. Thank you for everybody who's joined. Remember, I have the super thanks in the bottom. I have the membership, Chairman membership. And yeah. We're gonna cut this video segment here and check out the new outro. My brain hurts. My fucking brain hurts after listening to that shit. My fucking brain hurts. I don't know what else to say. Wow, my brain hurts. Not because it's just like 86 degrees here in the Chicagoland area. And it's hot as fuck. And I may actually be hungry, but my brain hurts. I was thinking about doing another video. Actually, somebody who does fit into that category of bread tube, and I saw it and I was like, oh boy, this, but I can't. My brain hurts. My fucking brain hurts. Yeah. My fucking brain hurts. Hey, let's do a Josh Fluke video. I still want to kind of get the lining of this shit together. So, I'm sorry, guys. That's 0.5. That's 0.05. Wow. It's 0.1. Still fucking small. God damn, that's 0.1 again? It's 0.2. Let's see what this one is. All right, let's get to another video. You know, my goal is to always do more than 2 videos for you guys. Let's get to this one. So remember how they had that point that a lot of people were actually bringing up called quiet quitting and all the other good shit? Yeah. Hello, quiet quitter. Meaning that I only do the job that I get paid for. And well, here, letting this shit fester and not actually addressing the problem that you may have with your workers is leading to this shit. Let's go.
Nearly 1 in 5 workers are loud quitting their jobs, and it's way more extreme than quiet quitting. Today, we're going to take a look at one of our favorite topics on this channel, and that is more dumb corporate buzzwords that are usually used to describe what employees have been doing for like the last 150 years since the beginning of jobs, and then label it.
So, yeah, Josh Fluke. And this is a guy who I actually admired his dedication to just looking at bullshit and actually saying, like, you know what, this is some bullshit. And of course, he's had some trials and tribulations from his life, and he's been very open and honest about. And I think I covered a few of his videos before, but it's just one of those things where it's just like, I think this was actually a good one. Every time he does one about this topic, I haven't watched this one. That's the thing. I haven't watched this one, but every time he does one about this topic, I think it's actually pretty good. So let's see what he says about out loud quitting. Let's go.
With a buzzword that is inherently negative and almost has nothing to do with the word. For example, quiet quitting. The buzzword has nothing to do with actually quitting. It's just about doing your job, and if they expect you to work weekends, long hours, go above and beyond, then they should compensate you in some form for it. Quiet quitting is a global phenomenon that could cost the economy $8.8 trillion. If you're one of those people out there that's doing their job satisfactory, keeping everyone happy, apparently you're costing your boss and executive, global economy,
So, listen to that fucking point. Because you're not doing extra work and you want to be compensated for the work that you're actually doing, then you're costing companies money. Because they got so used to motherfucking exploiting you. And now that you're not being exploited for it, well, then you're costing companies money. But let's go.
Up to $8.8 trillion per year.
You're harming the global economy by doing everything we expect you to do.
Insane corporate gaslighting. Call them loud quitters or grumpy stayers. More people are keeping their jobs but still want change. 2 buzzwords describing one behavior. People that are vocal about their dissatisfaction with their job. But listen to how these articles try to frame these employees as if they're going against the organization for simply telling others how they feel about their job. One thing you'll notice with loud quitting, quiet quitting, and these other buzzwords is that managers, executive CEOs, and small business owners will constantly comment,
"Nobody's forcing you to work there. Why?"
Yeah, nobody's forcing people to work in a place except for the fact that they need a roof over their head, food, water, shit like that. No one's forcing you to work here. And this actually, like, I recently had a town meeting. If you watch other my streams or videos, you'll know that literally in the town hall meeting, when they're talking about all this technology they're going to do, of how they were ecstatic that, well, not ecstatic, but they seemed almost cheery, describing how many people have actually left for other jobs. That they're going to have technology that's going to make up for the people that literally are no longer there anymore. And when we address the whole working from home, you know, how it's something that is beneficial, more productive. Well, if you don't like it, we can make sure we can help you find another company to work at. In other words, if you don't like it here, you can just leave. You can get another job. Until they need more people to work Saturdays. And then they're asking, hey, if you can work from home, would you work more Saturdays? Yeah, exactly.
Why would you stay in a job that you hate? I don't get it. You just sit there and complain, but you take the money anyways? What are you doing?
I find the people that say these things have most likely not experienced hardship on that level, and they're not able to relate. Maybe they've never needed health insurance to buy their medication to stay alive. Or maybe they have, and they have survivorship bias because they made it out, and they weren't actually stuck in a job. And another thing you'll notice is that these articles almost never ask why employees end up behaving this way. They just say,
look at how they're behaving, and look at what it's costing the company.
Gallup's 2023 State of the Global Workplace Report, which surveyed 122,416 workers across the world, found that 59% of employees are quiet quitting. Let's rephrase that to what it actually says. 59% of employees that took this survey are doing their jobs to the satisfaction of their managers,
So, yeah, you're quiet quitting if you're just doing the work they're paying you for. Yeah.
workers, and everyone else. But when you phrase it like this, it sounds terrible. Again, the buzzword has a negative connotation to it. And 18% are loud quitting. Loud quitters are actively disengaged. Rather than putting in minimal work, they actually directly harm their firms. 3 different articles say that loud quitters actually go against their firm. They only really give 2 examples. Number 1, you could
I loud quit. I literally talk about here. Let me show you guys. I loud quit. I loud quit. I loud quit. I loud quit. I actually have this as a picture on my desk. Let me see if I can put it up there. I literally have this as a picture on my desk. I'm unapologetic about it.
damage the company's brand, and number 2, new employees might not want to work there anymore. You know what that sounds like to me? A whistleblower, really. Someone trying to help other people realize what they're about to get themselves into, but loud quitting. Welcome to grumpy staying, where workers don't have the leverage to quit, and some aren't too pleased about staying. They very much oversimplify the actual issues. Listen to the phrasing of this one. Indeed's wage tracker indicates that skyrocketing pay is slowing down, and just 43.5% of consumers say jobs are plentiful. What do you mean just 43.5%? I could see just 3%, just 4%, but this is almost half of consumers. That's a huge number of people. Here's another part. As wages barely keep up with inflation, why is that? Is it because of greedflation? The phenomenon where large for-profit corporations raise prices far past that of actual inflation and
yeah, that the inflation bubble that we had was determined that it was just by greed. That's all it was. It was just fucking greed. But let's continue.
Keep raising prices far faster than the rate of actual inflation. That's right, companies can artificially raise the cost of living for everyone just by raising the prices of all of their products and saying,
there's inflation, times are tough, supply chain issues,
and there's almost nothing you can do about it. Now, of course, I'm not saying that corporations are the sole cause of all inflation, but when you take inflation and combine it with greedflation, well, then you have workers that can't afford to live anymore. The prospect of a recession means some workers are fearing layoffs, more fear-mongering. Many have no choice but to keep punching the clock. But they don't really go into any of those reasons. They just talk about how annoying and bad loud quitters are or grumpy stayers are. Oh, and then they end it with, and grumble around the water cooler. Here's their next article full of more fun nonsense. Nearly 1 in 5 workers are loud quitting their jobs, a new Gallup poll says, and it's way more extreme than quiet quitting. Now that you know what loud quitting is it really way more extreme than quiet quitting? Is vocalizing how your company treats you and other people and what you do and don't like about your company loud quitting? Or is that just being transparent, maybe even a whistleblower? And like I said before, the articles keep saying that loud quitters are actively going against and opposing their organizations without really saying how, but I'd be willing to bet that you as an employee...
So what's weird about this is he's absolutely right. I remember the whole remember just a few months ago, or just like a month or so ago, they had the picture of the woman who, if people work from home, that she would eventually become like how everybody looks. And it just was just like a company playing on the fears of work from home, like people. And what they didn't say was, oh no, this is how people that work for offices would actually look. Like, you guys see my setup. I have a desk in front of me. I have an L-shaped desk. I have 2 monitors. My monitors are like fingertips away. I mean, like more than an arm length away. So they actually are the recommended distance away to not hurt my eyes. I'm sitting in a fucking office chair. That's the thing. What a lot of these companies are doing is they're listening to the propaganda of these consultants and a lot of people who just want to make it where we want to feed CEOs the shit that they want to hear in order to make themselves feel good. Well, let's go.
Just asking questions about policies at work would be seen as opposing the organization and the company. The report says loud quitters are actively disengaged as opposed to quiet quitters who are simply not engaged. That's not what quiet quitting means, because again, the definition of quiet quitting is doing your job and everyone's happy with the work that you're doing. How is that not engaged? What more do you want? Do you want them to treat a company that's not their own like it is? Come on, Gallup. Employees considered engaged were said to be thriving at work, probably doing a whole bunch of unpaid extra work because they went above and beyond and got more work. Stop trying to guilt employees for doing their job, the thing you hired them to do. Where quiet quitters tend to be more passive in their disengagement, loud quitters may actively undermine employers' goals and can damage the brand when it comes to attracting new employees. The question really boils down to, do they deserve it? Did they tell everyone there's not going to be any more layoffs and then a week later do another mass layoff? But no, we don't want to focus on the actions or behaviors of companies that cause employees to end up acting this way. We just want to focus on the employees acting like loud quitters. And
so, in other words, when employers fuck up, you should just be like, oh no, thank you, may I have some more of the shit? Like, yeah, exactly. That's what they want. That's what a lot of these places want. When an employer fucks up, they expect you to fucking take it. Adjustments will be made. You will adjust to what we tell you to motherfucking adjust to. But let's go.
Complainers and whiners. Not why though. No one asks why. They're detached from the organization, but also emotionally against the organization, and they'll be vocal about it. This is just one of those stigmas that I absolutely hate in life, but if a company says one thing, does another thing, and treats you a certain way, then you should be able to talk about it without being instantly categorized as a negative employee, or in this case, a loud quitter, which is most likely what a lot of these people being labeled that are. And you can see just how out of context and how many details are missing. But before I do that, let me tell you about today's sponsor, Brilliant.org. If you don't know what posting the AI until a thing I like about topics, the idea of sitting there even longer to learn more stuff is drive-through. We did to pick up food so that you get ants like me. That's fine if you use these. And the first two, it's brilliant.org/Joshua Fluke. Now back to the Gallup study for some more cringe. So what can leaders do today to potentially save the world? Well, the Gallup Foundation has found one clear answer. Change the way your people are managed. Why not just phrase it as change the way you manage employees at your company? I have a problem with that phrasing. It's just me here, but like, they're not yours. You just pay them. It's weird when they say this. Now for some strategically cherry-picked quotes from employees that answered this Gallup poll. Well, I enjoy my work and I would miss something if I didn't have to work. So if the employer said, you're a nice boy, just go home, I'll keep paying you, you don't have to do anything anymore, then I would miss something. Because, you know, I'm just thriving at work. Here's another one. We are not only coworkers, we are friends, so we hang out outside. We have barbecues, we go out to bars together, we hang out together, so I like...
Fuck that. I will not go to... Oh, fuck that. I am not going... No. Most of the people that at my job, like, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that they're like monsters or anything like that, but no. I will not be friends with the motherfuckers. I will say it like this. The people at my job are most like family. I'll tell you why they're most like family, because I didn't choose my family members either. But let's go.
like it. Just because you're thriving at work doesn't mean that you're not ultra stressed out at work. So, you know, convenient how they just leave that out of this part of the study. The second section is the majority of the world's employees are quiet quitting. Rephrase that to what it actually says. The majority of the world's employees are doing exactly what they've been asked to do. You pretty much just lost all my respect. And not that you care, but this is very clearly aimed at CEOs and people you want to pay you for management training, which is what you mentioned at the bottom of this. It's like the previous video I made about the 3D model Anna, where they came up with a study about what would happen to all of us simply just to push their own narrative. It's kind of
Exactly. Wait, I work right next to you. No, you don't. No, you don't. If somebody at my job found out my YouTube channel, one, they would laugh their ass off. Secondly, I am not the same person at work that I am on YouTube. So, yeah. I am not the same person I am at work in my private life. And besides, yeah, no, I'm not gonna dox my job like that.
Kind of what's going on here. See, look, quiet quitting. The employees are filling a seat and watching the clock. That's not what quiet quitting is, Gallup. Stop rephrasing everything. They put in the minimum effort required and they are psychologically disconnected from their employer. That's fine. What's wrong with that? I don't have to be deeply and emotionally invested in your company because you pay me. And for leaders and CEOs and executives to expect this of employees is insane. It's not their company. They don't control it or benefit from it like leaders do. But also, this is just wrong. These employees are filling a seat and watching the clock. No, these employees are doing exactly what they've been tasked to do. Gallup, take this garbage off the internet. I hope you get called out for this nonsense. They put in the minimum effort required. I mean, if that's how you want to phrase it, it means doing their job. If you're satisfied with the work they're producing, then why does it matter the amount of effort they put into it? Although they are minimally productive, that's not what that means. They are more likely to be...
Wait, how are they minimally productive? Does that mean that they're meeting their requirements? If they're meeting their requirements, fuck you, because reasons. Okay, alright, I'm sorry.
Stressed and burnout than engaged workers because they feel lost and disconnected from their workplace. Oh, you mean they're not corporate simps and don't just believe everything automatically when their company tells them something. So, people that have boundaries, Gallup, is that what you're trying to say? Loud quitting. These employees take actions that directly harm the organization. Like what? Undercutting its goals and opposing its leaders. Opposing its leaders. I think they like to say this.
Wait, what are they leaders? Is it a war? God, is it a war when you're opposing your leadership? It's almost like a war. Do you have to take a class for this war? Is it a specific type of class war? All right, let's go.
But again, I'd be willing to bet you just questioning your company's policy or CEO's behaviors on something would be seen as opposing its leaders. At some point along the way, the trust between employee and employer was severely broken, or the employee has been woefully mismatched to a role, causing constant crises. Again,
shit. Like, they don't hear what the fuck they're saying, right? They don't hear. All right, let's go.
Again, no mention of compensation or money or anything like that. It's just trust and mismatch to a job. Gallup, you're really reaching here. You're really aiming for those CEOs that just have no idea what's actually happening. Although the world has recovered from the worst of the pandemic, employee stress remained at a record high level. So you talk about all this thriving and how everything's going great, but then you say, yeah, but people are still the most stressed out they've ever been at work. Even the people that are thriving. Engagement has 3.8 times as much influence on employee stress as work.
It's almost as if there's a thing that's happening and maybe employers should actually address the shit that's happening with people.
Work location. Are you buying that? I'm not buying that. Where I work absolutely has everything to do with how much stress I have. The office stresses me out. I'm not buying it. But feel free to kind of flip the tables and say, well, it's actually engagement affecting your stress, not your work location. Please come back to the office. More corporate propaganda, more corporate nonsense. And again, we have cherry-picked quotes from employees that answered this survey. Having my workplace at home has made it more challenging to separate myself and step away from work.
Rick, 71. Oh, he's a manager too! Of course. Fucking of course. Of course he's a manager. And if you haven't seen the previous video about why employees want employees to return back to work, like, this is one of the things. You can't bullshit your job. If you are a leader of people and your job is mostly bullshit and task mastering and motherfucking being an overseer, you can't bullshit that when people work remote. You can't bullshit that. So you realize that, oh shit, my job may not be secure if I have a group of people that can actually manage themselves. But let's see what Josh says. I can almost guarantee that's going to be it.
71, a manager. This next one, at home I feel like my job is just work. Like there's not, you know, the fun stuff, the camaraderie, right? The relationship building.
Again, another fucking manager.
Building is a little bit harder, said Ann, 33, a manager. It's always the managers. And where's the camaraderie? That's why we don't want to go to the office. Leave me alone. Let's just work. And then they show this last page here, which is takeaways for leaders. Quiet quitting employees are your organization's low-hanging fruit for productivity gains. They're ready to be inspired and motivated, not paid more or compensated extra for doing more work. You're just ready to be inspired, and somehow that'll make you do a whole bunch more of uncompensated work so you can help that global economy potential number reach 8.8 trillion or whatever it is. I think by now you can clearly see the corporate bias in these studies and articles.
Of course.
So that's enough of this. If you enjoyed the video, do me a favor.
All right. I want to go ahead and put that like, not a share, a like on that video. Yay. All right, yeah, we enjoyed that video. So yeah, this is why I like Josh Fluke's video. Did I even have his original video? Yeah, I'd do it at a later time. But anyway, guys, thank you for watching this clip. We're gonna cut this segment right here. Remember, trying to hit 1,000 subscribers by motherfucking October 1st. Like, share, and subscribe, and everything else. All right. This has been a special day. We got a whole 3 hours out of this content today. Yay. Remember, if you want to have a channel, I have memberships. I have Patreon as low as $1. I have the fucking Twitch, Bezos bucks if you want to actually help join. Thank you guys for watching. Remember, touch titties, always with consent. Be the person that you want to be around, not just who you want to be like. And yeah, I'm gonna go work on this art, probably fix me something to eat. And yeah, can you take us away, Richard?
What do you think that these executives are afraid you're going to do to white America?
Probably stop some racism.
Stop racism?
Yeah. I'm probably afraid of that, because then people don't hate each other, and people start talking to each other, and then they start talking to each other, they find out who's the problem.
Which is?
Greedy people.
Greedy people. I have a couple things I want to ask you there. Do you really think that some of the guys that you dealt with at NBC, no names, right? Because there's lawsuits for that too, that some of these guys really want to promote racism actively, or is it a subconscious?
I just think it's part of capitalism, is to promote racism, right? In order to make things work. If you feel better because you're white and you can get a job, you use that. I mean, I would.
Absolutely.
Say, I'm sorry, Jack, but shit, they say I'm white. I'm going to use this.
Right, absolutely.
Get this job. I'm hungry, But, and that separates people. So they keep people separated, and that keeps them from thinking about the real problem. That's as simple as I see it. Probably it's not that simple, but...
Now, all right, you and I are about the same age, right? We're in our mid-30s. How long is it going to take before guys who think like you, and I say guys who think like me, people who don't want to have racism in the country, people who don't want to be oppressing any minority, whatever it is, sexual, whatever minority, really get into positions of power and can change things?
You can't get in a position of power, it seems, if you think like that. It seems that the only time you get in a position of power is if you're like the people that are in power. To me, I mean, that's the way it goes. I mean, people that get to become executives become like the people that were already executives.
I don't know, maybe...
They go in with good intentions, but it eats them up. It's like a cesspool, you know. It just gets on you and it
The
starts
system
eating.
levels them.
Pretty soon it's
Is
all
that
gone.
what a cesspool sounds like?
Yes.